Hey everyone, Eggman here with another video, and I just finished my Treasure Cup run for the Top Cut Treasure Cup that happened online this past weekend. I played Marco. I went 9-1. I'm literally just recording this as it ended, so I have no idea what place I actually got. Likely top 8 because my loss was in like round 9, so probably pretty good. But this deck was super fun. I almost never get to play in sanctioned tournaments like this. I wanted to play a leader that I was really happy and wanted to test out with a lot, and I'm happy I was able to do this run. So before we even start, though, I just want to say big shouts to everyone who helped me do this. Big shouts to Jonas, to Russell, to Jackson, to Vampire as well, who also was able to get a top 32 finish with Marco this season. Shouts to Steak Frank. He had a tech choice for it. Shouts to Chippy for also being like interested in Marco and just everything else he does. I truly appreciate this, and this is not just my win. A lot of people helped me get here, and I really truly appreciate it. So I chose Marco because I like it for its leader ability. It has a lot of good removal. It has a lot of consistency, which is really nice, and I felt like he was slept on in general, so I wanted to try to prove my shot with it. So again, I don't normally play it, and I think YouTube and Twitch is telling me I got 6th place with this one, so top 8 Marco incoming, but I really do like this one. So big win for this deck. But being able to use this to help you cycle, and it also helps you with a couple of cards that do some cool stuff off the top of your deck that you're usually a little bit difficult to sequence right. So there it is. Oh, I have 6th place after going into round 9. Which is different. So, but yeah, we'll go over the list. One thing I will say though, lastly, I know everyone wants this list. It's very particular to my play style and to like grinding out little value. You can make some changes to it, and it's something that you have to commit a lot of time on and knowledge for knowing where like your little advantages are and also what counters what in the meta. But you will get rewarded in my experience against a lot of decks, which is really nice. So. All right, so we've got Otama, 4 copies. This is secretly the best card in the deck. It's a 2K. It gives something -2. It helps us with a lot of trades into a lot of things. So I know I have the min rarity one, but this is from day one Otamas. They've been by my side since the release of One Piece. So there we go. And then Otama is such a good card that we've got backup Otama. We've got Thatch. This is worse in like every situation unless you're looking top 5 for a Whitebeard card. I never played it out today, but there are some situations where taking the life and get the guaranteed removal off something is great. So I do appreciate having Thatch there. We'll see. He's also very searchable. And then we also have our Ezos, which this card was great. You can run it at 3 copies. I'm running it at 4. Most of our good cards on curve building up to late game are this, but also like if you have 10 Dawn, sometimes you just play Ezo. You want to try to find like your 7-drop Newgate or other cards we'll talk about in a bit, but it's super great. So I do like the addition of Ezo there. So we got that, and then we've got 12 1-drops, so which means that we can play this Curly the Dan. So this is probably where the build gets kind of like a little bit weird. I ended up just needing a 2-drop that searched, got value. And I found like this was just the best one. A lot of times today, it would just hit the board and just like never leave against everything that wasn't Lucci. And then it could get value later. The fact that this is a 3K, and if we use our leader effect to give something -5K, we're able to just attack 3K into 3K, get immediate value from that too. And then we can get like the full removal with a leader attack or something. So that generally has been really good. For other 2-drops, we're playing the Duval. So this card, this card's actually super great too. It's a blocker early. This sets me up for success a lot of the time. Sometimes you look at the top 3 of the cards in my deck and they're trash, and I can just not have to worry about them anymore, which is really nice. He helps a lot. I really appreciate Duval. And then also 4 copies of Pudding, which might be a little bit weird if you don't know the package, but this is a 2-drop 2K power, 2K counter. Return this character to its owner's hand, activate main. So why would you want to do that? We'll talk about it in a minute. But I guess we'll just talk about it right now. So we're playing so many 2-drops because we're playing this 3-drop Emporio. Otama is like the secret best card in this deck. This is like the value engine for you. I'm going to read the entire card because I know you're already asking. On play, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck and play up to 1 character at the cost of 2. Then place the rest at the top or bottom of your deck. When attacking, you also get to draw 1 if you have 6 or less cards in hand. So what you get to do with 4 Dawn is that you can use the leader effect to put one of these 2-drops on the top of your deck, or if you played Duval on 2, if it's there or not. And you can just play Emporio and then Emporio just lets you play a card for free. So you can play Pudding, which means you get a free 2k to your hand. If you're playing in Dofi or decks that can't answer this card, you leave it on board because sometimes you get like these little value trades with it, which are really cool. And then afterwards, you can just bounce it to your hand. It's also great because, spoilers, we play as Jozu. He didn't really show up today, but you can bounce that back to your hand and get advantage. So this card is great. The other thing is that you want to defend this almost at any cost. And the fact that it's a body on board that just draws you cards, it helps you trade into things because it's a 4K. So if you have a 6K attacker on your opponent's side, you give it -2. You can 4K. So this is a +2 because they have to 1K out of it, and the fact that you get to draw a card from it. It's just very great. I highly recommend testing this. I had a lot of people ask me why I'm playing this package. I've got an entire VOD, which I didn't mention. The entire VOD is free to watch at the conclusion of this video. Like once it's up there, once we end the stream, so you can check that out there. But very, very good into that one. So highly recommend it. So we have these 2-drops that find, or this 3-drop that finds a 2-drop that finds a 1-drop too. That comes up sometimes, but it's just like a good little value train early game without having to like waste any like pressure or anything. Going into our 4 costs, so like that's like the main engine for the deck. These are your early plays to try to get some extra advantage and kind of mitigate the fact that you are a 4-life leader that's trying to play control heavy. So we have Pudding. We don't have to talk about this card. We have Atmos. We can talk about this card. It's a 4-drop 5K Whitebeard Pirates. You may reveal 2 cards with type including Whitebeard Pirates from your hand. If your leader includes Whitebeard Pirates, return up to one of your opponent's characters the cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. So this is great against Dofi for getting their tempo back. It's great against like Rob Lucci for getting like a Rebecca or like getting some early turn. There's no real cost for it. Generally, we have enough Whitebeards for it. And if I see that's in my hand, I kind of start searching for it. But there's only like one time this weekend where I'm like, man, I wish I had one more Whitebeard Pirates to be able to use this effect, but it's fine there. For aces, we're running 3 copies. I hope you guys like 3 copies of cards because we have a lot of 3-ofs, but this card wins matchups it makes Lucci a little bit more winnable. The fact that you're able to use this to, like, you just play this active on 5 Dawn or 6 Dawn, and then Lucci really can't remove it. Dofi 100% can't remove it unless they do like some silly double law play, which I guess could happen. But this stays on board against Dofi. Keep it active so you can just start pressuring it. You can start pressuring on the other side. It's just very good, and it gets rush. Though depending on the situation, don't always use rush. And then 2 Jozus. This is probably the worst card in the deck today, but it's good. It's for Black Yellow Luffy. It interacts with Sabo pretty nicely. If you're playing on 4 on even, you can play. You can do Emporio with 2-drop Pudding, keep the Pudding out, and then you can later bounce the Pudding back to hand with Jozu to get that advantage. So that is the case there. But it's fine. It's a Whitebeard Pirates. I don't know if there's a Whitebeard Pirates I would replace it with anyways. So there it is. And then we have this here. We have our big end. We have 4 7-drop new gates, 3 copies of silvers, a swag copy of dragon, and then 3 Sanjis. So this is the most important card to play on curve. Your opponents usually can't remove it, and being able to use its effect to like just get the Dawn. Like you get like the free Dawn on your leader, which is great. Like this card is like the best card for Marco. They printed this just for Marco. It's so good for it. So it's probably one of the cards we need to see the most. One of the games I lost, like the game I lost, was because I didn't see Newgate on 7 Dawn, and if I did, you can do there. So Dofi can bounce 5 costs. They can use Jozu. I know I probably said it wrong a minute ago. I'm sorry, but I meant Jozu can't remove it. So silvers. So the best play, you probably saw me do it like 100 times. We play Newgate, use the effect, then next turn we silvers, and then silvers and Newgate usually gets rid of 2 bodies, and if you can play Sanji with silvers, like you won the game. Like it's honestly that simple. It's very great. Dragon's like an in-between card. Sometimes it's better against like Black Yellow Luffy, which we didn't see today. So there it is there. It's crazy. And yeah, you just got a lot of value. You want to make sure that you are in a spot where you can defend these. And you just these get like Newgates get value like Jack do throughout the game, but you can like with leader effect you get rid of a 7k or less every turn, so super great. Last cards, Gravity Blade, 2 of them. They were okay today. A lot of the time I end up bottom decking them because they're really only good in like end game scenarios. They're good against BY, but I'm actually considering like these are like not as needed specifically, and it might be better to like, I don't know what I'd like better. Like maybe even like Red Rock might be better. to be honest. Even though like Gravity Blaze is super strong, so I would feel like a bad player if I didn't play two copies of these, but they weren't as impactful. So I'd almost like think about playing 9-cost Mihawk in the same slot, but sometimes like the trigger didn't come up today, but sometimes it does. So two's probably the right number, and that's it. It's pretty. I don't know, it's not lean. Like the 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop package is kind of expensive, but yeah, I did one match with Gravity Blade. You're right, but that's the build. We played 4 Dofis, we beat all of them. We played 5 Luchis, we beat all but one of them. Shoutouts to Fee. We'll see if I outrank him. I actually don't know. I know he's also X1, and then Perona as well. Shoutouts to Pete, super great player, and all of my opponents are super great. I really enjoyed this. Luchi was a hard matchup. You want to go first against them. You want to play your Ace, Ace into Newgate into 9-drop, into Silvers wins you a lot for that. I probably should have lost more. I will say I did get lucky. I will definitely recognize that. I think Mori was only played on me like twice today, maybe less than that. I think like of the 5, I think I only played against one player who dropped an actual Moria. So, but we went 9-1. We went X1 and. Oh, did I actually report it? I hope I did. It'd be pretty silly if I didn't. Okay, I did. All right, it's still being calculated. So we'll know what we get, and I'll put it in the video ties. Like likely top 8, maybe top 4. We'll see. But thank you guys very much. You can watch the entire run free on YouTube. I'm gonna do something else because I've been doing this all day. And thank you guys very much. Do appreciate it. All the support. And catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Damn it. Damn it.